CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks so much for spending some time with us today. A fatal crash has closed southbound lanes of Highway 400 in Seguin Township, south of Parry Sound. Police saying one person has died as a result of the two-vehicle collision. There is no word when the highway will reopen, but drivers are asked to turn off at exit 207 to get around the closure. Just outside of Sault Ste. Marie, a big drug bust was made in Garden River First Nation. Last Friday, police conducted a traffic stop and during a search found more than $92,000 worth of drugs. They seized suspected cocaine and fentanyl along with cash and 2 cellular devices. A 29-year-old woman from Peterborough is facing charges. Sioux police say the initial investigation began in May as a result of drug trafficking in the Peterborough area. It's now time for your first check on weather. Any rain on the way? We could certainly use some. For that answer, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Well, Tony, if you believe in Environment Canada and the forecast for tomorrow, that is a definitive yes. Risk of a thunderstorm and showers right across the northeast for tomorrow. Our systems map, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at getcaa.ca. You can see that system moving in. And of course, that'll bring precipitation, risk of a thunderstorm, high humidex readings, and a lot more. So, Tony, we'll take a look at that story coming up just a couple of minutes away. So enjoy the sunshine. No rain today. Could happen tomorrow. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. A Quebec City man was arrested in North Bay after a break-in on Lakeshore Drive. Police responded to a break-and-enter call from 2 youths yesterday in the 500 block of Lakeshore Drive. Police say the accused knocked on the door. The youths didn't let the man in, but observed him behaving aggressively outside. The accused allegedly used a statue to force his way into the residence and chase the victims. Nearby witnesses contacted police while the youths escaped. A 48-year-old has been charged with breaking and entering and 2 counts of assault with a weapon. A traffic stop aimed at arresting a man wanted by another police service led to charges for explosives. West Parry Sound OPP say they stopped a vehicle at 1 in the morning to arrest the driver, but their investigation revealed the passenger was in possession of pipe bomb making materials. A 33-year-old Scarborough man was arrested and charged with making or possessing explosives for an unlawful purpose. OPP in the Sioux area are continuing their investigation into a fatal collision July 20th in Goulet River. Around 4 in the afternoon, police responded to a 2-vehicle collision on Highway 17 near Old Highway 17 Road. A 72-year-old driver was transported to Sioux Area Hospital with serious injuries and later died of those injuries. Tenants at an apartment building in Sudbury are fed up with how long it's taken to fix their broken elevator. CTV's Angela Gemmel has their story.
Linda Feta climbs the stairs back up to her 4th-floor apartment. She's had to do this for the past 8 months while the elevator at 185 Lourdes Street has been under repair.
When I get home with my parcels, I just drop on the floor and I go lay down on my couch for a few minutes to get my energy back.
Feta and other tenants say the elevator broke down last November and they're still waiting for it to be fixed. Many of the residents are elderly or have either health or mobility issues, so climbing the stairs is exhausting. This resident must undergo dialysis 3 times a week.
I come down the stairs about 6:15 in the morning. I'm there at 4 hours before I come home. Then I got to go back up the freaking stairs. I mean, my knees are going, my ankles are going.
The tenants say they've asked the property management when the elevator will be fixed. They keep getting different answers.
We understand that can take some time. However, coming on 9 months, it's getting to the point where we're suffering now. Like, we're disabled, we're trying to do these stairs, and we're injuring ourselves on these stairs, and we're telling Luxor Property Management, and unfortunately, it's falling on deaf ears.
The building is owned by Centerville Nonprofit Housing, but run by Luxor Property Management. In an email to CTV News, the property manager says they're waiting for a part and that repairs should be completed next week, adding that just one company is licensed to work on this elevator. No one from the board of directors with the nonprofit was available for comment. The city says its bylaw services is aware of the situation and is working with the owner and management to have the issue resolved. The Ontario Residential Tenancy Act does not give a specific time frame for when landlords must complete repairs. It only says they must handle them within a reasonable amount of time. If a tenant feels their requests are being ignored, they can file a complaint with the Landlord and Tenant Board. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
North Bay Transit got a major boost in funding today. More than $20 million in federal, provincial and municipal funding will be used to replace 8 conventional buses with new hybrid ones. Along with the new buses, the city will be upgrading the transit terminal and fare collection system. The goal is to make North Bay's transit system cleaner and more modern. The funding will also be used for sidewalk improvements and stormwater system upgrades. The mayor of Emo, near the Manitoba border, is appealing a ruling by the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal. It comes after he and the municipality were fined $15,000 for refusing to declare Pride Month in 2020. During the council discussion on whether or not to declare Pride Month, Mayor Harold McQuaker made comments about there being no straight flag to fly before council voted against the declaration. Borderline Pride took its complaint to the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal and won. There is more on this story on our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. First, though, let's take a look at this live webcam of Worthington Street in North Bay. Plenty of sunshine and 26 degrees. We're back in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Just a reminder to keep those plants fresh. It's awfully hot, hazy, humid the last couple of days, and you don't want anything to dry out. In some cases, you may have to water them in the morning and at night as well, but keep an eye on that. But we do have some precipitation coming to the northeast, at least according to Environment Canada. Tomorrow, let's take a look at the forecast radar. Risk of thunderstorms and precipitation, 30–40% over the course of the day for tomorrow. Take a look at that. This is what it's going to look like by Friday at supper time as well. So there may be some rain in the forecast. We'll have to keep a really close eye on that. Humidex at 33 tomorrow, Sudbury, Nickel Belt. Chance of showers again. Here we go. Same story as last night's forecast. 4 consecutive days, 26, 29, 28, 27. Variation in temperatures as well. So we need the rain, so let's get it. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, Humidex at 33 tomorrow. And again, the chance of showers for no less than 4 consecutive days. The temperatures 26, 29, and 25. So again, the variation, possibility of showers. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, bit of a different forecast. Humidex at 31, chance of showers on Friday. Sun and clouds Saturday to break things up. Sunday, chance of showers, more of the same on Monday as well. Your temperatures 27, 29, and 27. 29 in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Going to be awfully warm and warmer with the Humidex reading. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, Humidex of 33 tomorrow. Chance of showers on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Here we go again. 28, 27, 29, and 28 degrees over the course of the next couple of days. A little steamy in the northeast. So again, get used to it. And again, make sure you hydrate. Very, very important when it gets like this in terms of the hot temperatures. North Bay, West Nipissing, Humidex of 32 for tomorrow. Chance of showers for 4 consecutive days. Your temperatures 26, 29, and 27. So again, copy and paste forecast, as I like to say. Similar conditions, Tony, but again, stay hydrated. Watch out. We may be getting the rain tomorrow. Slight chance, risk of a thunderstorm and showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. The 55-plus Summer Games opening ceremony was held last night in Sudbury, with the games starting today and running until tomorrow.
Each of you is a shining example of how we can help fight the negative stereotypes about getting old. We are not getting old.
This is the first time the games will be held in the North. Organizers wanted to highlight Sudbury's multiculturalism with live performances from Yes Theatre and the Philippine Association of Sudbury. There is a wide variety of games and even new games you might not have heard of, like prediction walking.
We have a motive, just activity that people that want to be active, this is a great place to live. We have a lot to offer. The ski trails are certainly in the winter, but in the summer, all the walking trails, the bike trails that we have as well, all the lakes, the beaches that we have, so we have lots to offer. The fact that they come up here, maybe discover, maybe they were here 30 years ago, 35 years ago as kids, and I was saying, oh my God, the city has changed. That's what I'm hearing a lot. The city has changed, and we're changing for the better, and we're a growing city, and just delighted to be able to host all the province here for the next few days.
And today, CTV's Madison Merrier spoke with some of the competitors. Here's her report.
The 55-plus Summer Games have taken over Nickel City with over 800 competitors from all over Ontario ready to hit the field, court, or even table.
We want to win the gold, but if you don't win it, it's for fun and exercise, so win-win situation.
For many, these bi-weekly games aren't about competition, but the motivation to stay active, both physically and socially.
I do it for the sake of the camaraderie with my friends. I enjoyed the competition, and as you get older, you have to remain active.
Oh, I would definitely ask them to come out to bowl. It's wonderful exercise. It's the social aspect of it that's the greatest part. You know, we do it for fun, and we love it. We love it.
Event organizers are echoing the same mantra that people of all ages are capable of playing active sports, and the gathering of people from all over Ontario proves that negative stigma is wrong.
I want people to realize and remember that just because we are getting older doesn't mean that we're not capable of still participating and having an active, fun life. That we're not, just like I said, just because we're 75, 85, whatever, we can still do things.
Well, I clearly missed, but don't miss out on your opportunity to watch the 55-plus Summer Games here in Sudbury. There are a wide variety of sports happening at different locations throughout the city. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
She was living in pain. Coming up on CTV News at 5, we head to the hospital in Sudbury and the Bladder Therapy program. Welcome back. You're watching CTV News at 5. I'm Tony Ryma. The Sault Ste. Marie Police Service announced its new police chief today. Former Deputy Chief Brent Duguay was announced about an hour ago as the city's new top cop. Duguay comes with more than 30 years of policing experience, saying in the news release that it is an incredible honor to serve as Chief of Police in the community where he was born and raised. The hospital in Sudbury is offering a groundbreaking bladder therapy program, the only one of its kind in Northern Ontario and much of the country. As CTV's Amanda Hicks tells us, a Sudbury woman says the treatment changed her life.
For the last 5 years, Jeanette Brabant has faced debilitating bladder symptoms, including UTIs, leaks, and excruciating pain. After a third round of Botox treatment proved ineffective, Brabant felt she had run out of options.
It was discouraging. You're thinking the pain, you have to live with this for the rest of your life.
But then all of that changed. In February, Health Sciences North began offering the test phase of peripheral nerve evaluation, otherwise called PNE. It's a small battery-powered device that's implanted for a trial period to stimulate the nerves controlling bladder and bowel functions.
People who are affected by bladder dysfunction and bowel dysfunction suffer in silence. This affects their entire life. They can't have a good night's sleep. They cannot go to work without being worried about having an accident outside of the washroom. It affects their personal relationships. So it affects every aspect of a normal living life. So the need for it's there.
Brabant has qualified for the permanent implant, a procedure only available in Toronto. Sadat says because only 6 centers across Canada offer the treatment, more research is needed to ensure equal access.
Traditionally, majority of support, majority of policies, funds, grants, donations are steered towards cancer treatment and cancer research. And cancer deserves every single dollar. However, we need to look beyond survival. We need to care about quality of life. Having a good night's sleep or not being worried at work about an accident is not luxury. It's healthcare.
While Brabant awaits that phone call, she says she wants to share her story to let others know they are not alone.
For a woman, bladder leakage it's embarrassing. But you know what? You're not alone. There is so many of us that have this issue, and there is help out there.
Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A long-standing mystery at the North Bay Legion has finally been solved. It involves a portrait of a First World War nurse from Callander. For years, historians and local experts have tried to identify the woman in the painting. CTV's Eric Tashner unravels the mystery tonight.
It's absolutely remarkable.
This portrait of a young woman in uniform of the Queen Alexandra's Imperial Military Nursing Service has puzzled historians and locals for decades. But now the painting has been identified. It's of First World War nurse Christina Clinton Gordon.
Whether they were soldiers or they were nurses, they were people who dedicated their lives to serving our country.
The painting was on display at the Royal Canadian Legion office for years before going into storage, where it was later rediscovered in the early 2000s during cleaning.
We never really knew where it came from or how it got to our Legion, but we hung it there.
At the time, there was only one clue, a handwritten note on the back reading Toronto, Canada, May 1917, with no name or signature. After it was restored in Ottawa, an inquiry to the Canadian War Museum yielded no results.
And then Carol Purdy, the curator here at the time in 2008, recognized the uniform as being the same as in our collection, and then started to bring out pictures and started to compare the pictures to the picture of the nurse, and they look quite similar.
Photos show Gordon served overseas in England and France, treating injured soldiers on the battlefield from 1916 to 1919. After the war, she moved to Callander and later married Reeve Ken Morrison.
It's giving a voice and a name and a face to somebody who dedicated part of their life to serving our country overseas and to be able to give it a home.
The Legion chose to donate the painting to the museum, where it will be displayed alongside Gordon's uniform and wartime photos, helping to tell the story of the local woman's contribution to the war effort.
It's only natural it should return home,
ensuring that her service won't be forgotten. Eric Tashner, CTV News, Callander.
He has just published a book. When we return, we'll talk with a Sudbury author in our Northern book series. A Sudbury author has written a new book. What is it all about? Patrick LaBelle now joins us in studio. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Tell our viewers about the title of your new book and why did you decide to write this?
So the book is called Fountain of Shadows, subtitled Chronicles of Carr Volume 1. So yes, there's the intention of making this into a series. I've actually been working on this since high school. It sat about 90% completed for decades, and you know, I recently turned 50, and I kind of realized if I'm ever going to share this story with other people, now's the time to do it. So I went through it again, made some small changes, finished the end of the book, and then basically decided it was time to publish it. Yeah, these characters and their story have been in my head for years.
You talked about this book being in development, if you will, for several decades. What drew you to dark fantasy anyway?
You know, ever since, I think ever since I was about 12 or 13 years old, I was a really big reader. I was a huge fan of horror and fantasy, just kind of by coincidence. I read a lot of Stephen King, and you know, there was H.P. Lovecraft when I was a little bit older. Bram Stoker's Dracula was one of my favorites, the way it was written. And then I read a lot of fantasy as well. So things like, you know, Tracy Hickman, Margaret Weiss, and obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but obvious to anyone who knows me, Robert E. Howard. So I liked all of this stuff. And Yeah, one day I was sitting I remember sitting in typing class, and back then we used to actually practice on physical typewriters, and I was done all my exercises for the day, and while other people kept working, I thought, well, why don't I just try to write something, and hence that's how the book started. But what drew me to fantasy really or dark fantasy, is my love of fantasy and horror combined.
Pretty neat stuff there. What about the process? You mentioned that you started writing this book. Did you have a beginning, middle, and an end, or did you have a beginning and a middle, and you were working on the end?
Oh, that's a really good question. When I first started, I only had a beginning. I had a sense of who my main character was going to be. And then as the years went on, I finally stopped fighting against, my English teacher's advice. I don't know if you remember English class, but teachers always tell us to write an outline. And I thought, no, I will just plow through this. I'm a good enough writer, I can do that. Yeah. And at one point I realized, no, I actually need to outline this. So I outlined the whole thing. So that's how the middle and the end came into play. There were a couple of details about the end I hadn't quite decided on yet, and that was the 10% that was missing.
Patrick, thanks very much for coming in. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Patrick LaBelle was our guest, and to see more of our author series and our Northern Book Club, go to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. Wendy Lynn Hill sent us this picture of hydrangeas. She says, love these snowballs better than the winter ones she saw on a recent bike ride in her neighborhood. Thanks so much, Wendy Lynn. Let's go southeast of the Sault now to Hilton Beach on St. Joseph Island. Jerry sent us this video of an early morning visitor a few months ago. Check out this bear just walking up the driveway. Appreciate you thinking of us, Jerry. And time to turn to the moonlight trails in Sudbury's East End. Linda Durkash of Capriol snapped these photos of a cute little chipmunk scampering in the bush, thinking it was actually hiding. Great shots there, Linda. Thanks so much. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, folks, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.